There's a pattern in history that fools every empire before it falls. It's not war, or it's not famine. It's the illusion of wealth. Every civilization at its peak believes it has discovered a new kind of prosperity, effortless, endless, self-sustaining. And every time that illusion ends the same way, in collapse. Rome believed its coins could hold value forever. Holland believed tulips could replace gold. America believes markets only go up. The pattern hasn't changed, only the wrapping paper. It always begins with innovation, something new that seems to rewrite the rules. In 17th century Holland, it was tulips. A flower so rare, so beautiful that a single bulb could sell for the price of a house. Merchants traded tulip futures, leveraged contracts, loans built on petals. For a moment the illusion worked. Everyone felt rich. Everyone believed they had discovered a shortcut to fortune. Then came the first missed payment, the first doubt, the first whisper that the emperor had no clothes. Prices collapsed by 99%. Fortunes vanished overnight. The illusion evaporated. But this wasn't about tulips. It was about psychology, about the human hunger for easy wealth, the same hunger that drives every boom, every bubble, every empire. 2 centuries later, France fell for the same illusion, this time printed on paper. In the early 1700s, a Scottish banker named John Law convinced the French monarchy that money didn't need to be gold or silver. It could be paper, backed by trust and credit. The government printed, people borrowed. Investors flooded into the Mississippi Company, believing the new world would make everyone rich. It did, for a while. Paris exploded in prosperity. Real estate soared. Even servants speculated in shares. It was the first modern stock bubble. Then, as always, reality arrived. The gold backing wasn't there. The company's profits didn't exist. When people tried to cash in their paper for metal, there wasn't enough. Confidence collapsed. France's first experiment with easy money ended in riots, bankruptcies, and a financial system in ashes. They called it the Mississippi Bubble. But it could have been any century, any country, because the pattern is timeless. Fast forward to the 1920s. America was booming. Cars, radios, skyscrapers, modern life was born. The stock market became the new temple of wealth. Everyone was buying stocks, not with savings but with debt. Banks lent freely. People borrowed to invest to get rich, and get rich to borrow more. The illusion was complete. Then came October 1929. The crash erased decades of wealth in a single week. Homes, savings, and dreams evaporated, not because the assets disappeared, but because the illusion did. The Great Depression wasn't just an economic event. It was the shattering of belief, the moment a nation realized that borrowed prosperity isn't prosperity at all. And yet, here we are again. A century later, with more technology, more tools, more data, and the same illusion in a new disguise. Today, wealth doesn't come from what we produce. It comes from what we trade. Stocks, crypto, housing, derivatives, numbers rising on screens while real productivity stagnates. We've convinced ourselves that printing money and inflating assets is growth, that higher prices mean we're richer. But if your salary buys less, if your rent costs more, if your savings lose value, that's not wealth, that's the illusion of wealth. When central banks print trillions, asset prices soar. But so does inequality. The rich grow richer not by creating value, but by owning the assets that inflate. It's the same psychology that drove tulips, the Mississippi Company, and 1929, a shared belief that the line will never go down. But every illusion has a breaking point. The signs are always the same. When asset prices grow faster than incomes, when debt grows faster than production, when speculation replaces work, you're living inside a bubble. History shows what comes next. Confidence falters. Liquidity dries up. The selling begins. In the Dutch Golden Age, the wealth vanished in weeks. In 1720, France, in days. In 1929, America, in hours. And in the digital age, it can happen in seconds. The illusion is faster now, but the math hasn't changed. Real wealth has always been built on the same foundation: production, trust, and time. But illusions are built on leverage, belief, and fear of missing out. When that belief breaks, the illusion collapses instantly. and the world rediscovers what value really means. It's not the number on a screen. It's not the market price of your home. It's what you can actually buy, build, and protect when the music stops. The Dutch learned that, the French learned that, the Americans learned that, and soon we may have to learn it again. The illusion of wealth always feels real, until you try to spend it. Every empire learns this lesson the hard way. Rome's silver coins turned to copper. France's paper turned to dust. America's credit turned to crisis. And today's digital wealth may vanish with a click. Because wealth isn't created by printing money, speculating on assets, or chasing bubbles. It's created by producing real value, things that endure when confidence dies. When the next illusion breaks, history won't be surprised. It's seen this play before. We're just performing the remake. Every time humanity mistakes rising prices for rising prosperity, the result is the same: collapse, reset, and regret. The illusion of wealth is powerful because it feels good. It flatters us. It promises something for nothing. But history whispers the truth. Real wealth can't be printed. It can't be borrowed. It must be earned. And the moment we forget that, the illusion begins. If this changed the way you see prosperity, subscribe. Because when today's illusion finally shatters, you'll want to understand what really happened and why history warned us all along.